Welcome. Today we'll unpack climate change, what it is, why it happens, and what it means for every living thing on Earth. It starts with greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide trap heat in our atmosphere, wrapping the planet in an invisible blanket. Since 1850, human activity, burning coal, oil, and forests, has pushed CO2 levels higher than at any point in the last 800,000 years. The result: global average temperature has already risen 1.1 degrees Celsius. That sounds small, but Earth's systems are ultra sensitive. Heat waves are longer, fiercer. The 2021 Pacific Northwest wave hit 49 degrees Celsius, buckling roads and killing hundreds. Warmer air holds more moisture, so when storms form, they drop biblical rainfall. Hurricane Harvey stalled over Texas, dumping 1.5 meters of rain. On the flip side, evaporation dries out soil. The American West is locked in a 23-year megadrought, its worst in 1,200 years. Ice is Earth's air conditioner. Arctic sea ice shrinks 13% per decade, exposing dark ocean that soaks up even more heat. Greenland's ice sheet alone is losing 270 billion tons of ice yearly, enough to flood Central Park 130 meters deep every single day. All that melt plus thermal expansion lifts sea levels. By 2100, oceans could rise 1 meter, displacing 570 coastal cities. Saltwater pushes into fertile deltas, poisoning rice paddies in Bangladesh and Vietnam, threatening food for 200 million people. Oceans absorb a quarter of our CO2, turning seawater acidic. Coral reefs, the nurseries of sea life, are bleaching and crumbling. When reefs die, fish vanish. 500 million people who rely on seafood lose protein and income, creating climate refugees. On land, heat stresses crops. Wheat yields drop 6% for every extra degree above 30 Celsius during grain filling. Pests migrate too. Warmer winters let pine beetles survive, devouring North American forests the size of New York State. Health impacts compound. Rising temperatures widen the habitat of mosquitoes, spreading malaria and dengue to new latitudes. Economically, climate damage could shave 18% off global GDP by 2100 if emissions stay high, says Swiss Re. But the story isn't finished. Cutting emissions 50% by 2030 keeps warming below 1.5 degrees, the target of the Paris Agreement. Solutions exist. Solar and wind are now the cheapest new electricity in 90% of the world. Electric buses pay for themselves in 5 years. You have power too. Vote for climate-smart policy, cut meat 1 day a week, insulate your home, and talk about it. Social contagion scales fast. Climate change is humanity's biggest test, but also our chance to build cleaner air, healthier food, and millions of green jobs. The next decade decides the next century. Act now, and the story ends not with loss, but with reinvention. Thanks for watching.